Australian racing is very fortunate at the moment to have two of the world's classiest girls running around on our shores here at the moment. Not for too long though, as one of them will be heading overseas. We're joined here by Racing Victoria's General Manager of Racing, Greg Carpenter, to have a chat about these two outstanding young horses we've got here, Atlantic Jewel and Black Caviar. Firstly, Atlantic Jewel, she resumed brilliantly in Sydney, didn't she, Greg?
In my view, we've got two of the best female equine athletes in the world. Black Caviar, of course, and Atlantic Jewel, who we saw resume at Randwick 2 weeks ago so impressively in the Sapphire Stakes. She's unbeaten. Her world ranking last year was 121 off the back of her wins in the 1,000 Guineas over Machine and her stroll in the Wakeful Stakes. It was really good to see her return to the racetrack in such devastating form in the Sapphire, where she beat a really good quality field of older mares, sat back, made a move coming towards the home turn and really won by almost 4 lengths in effortless style. From a ratings point of view, I think she was 122 plus from that performance, and to me it just shows with the ease of her victory that she has got many, many lengths still to find.
She resumes, or she comes back again on Saturday in the all-age stakes over 1,400 metres. Her toughest test to date, but she's answered every challenge so far. I'm
really pleased that they've taken up the challenge of going to the all-aged. It's a Group 1 race at weight for age. It's going to be really nice tempo for her because Raina Fair, you would suspect, will lead and run along. Not a big field numbers-wise, but again, I think it'll give us a really more definitive guide as to where she stands on the world scene by taking on older males at weight for age over the 1,400 metres. So I'm really looking forward to Saturday. If she runs as we expect, she will. I think she'll win the race easily, and it'll also, again, give her some more definitive guide as to what her international rating will be at the end of this campaign.
I know you've been asked on numerous occasions about the comparison between her and, of course, the champion mare Black Caviar. Hard to compare, lots of gap between two of them in terms of their numbers and stats. But where do they sit in terms of where you have them side by side?
Well, they're both female, they're both undefeated, and they both win their races with effortless ease so far. Last year, Black Caviar was the second highest rated horse on the planet, 132 for winning the Newmarket. This year we've got her at a mark of around 130. Atlantic Jewel, 122 out of the Sapphire, with a lot of upside. So that's 8 ratings points, or probably 2 or 3 lengths that the younger filly still has to find. But she's narrowing the gap, and again, I look forward to her running this Saturday and seeing just where she sits in comparison with Black Caviar.
Hypothetically, and maybe even potentially, a race between the two of them?
Well, right at the moment, I said after Atlantic Jewel won the Wakeful that if there was a match race between her and Black Caviar would win it. But ask me in 12 months' time and I might give you a different answer. And we're really 6 months into that time frame of 12 months. I still believe that at 1,200 metres, Black Caviar is the best horse in the world at that distance. She's the best horse in the world that we've seen over the last decade at that distance. So I don't think we would really see her challenged at the 1,200 metres. But if the two fillies were to come together over a distance of 1,400 metres or further, then I think Atlantic Jewel case would be very strong. I really believe, Frankel aside, that at the end of the year, potentially we could have the two highest rated horses in the world in Atlantic Jewel and Black Caviar, and both of them females. But the challenge is ahead. They still have to go through 2012 and prove exactly how good they are.
Just on Black Caviar, this particular weekend, she runs in the Sporting Bet Classic. Only Lone Rock is the proven horse at the top end, winning the Goodwin Handicap last year. Crystal ball sort of vision for you. If she runs in the Goodwin and wins on Saturday, where do you have her sort of place after these next 2 runs heading into her UK trip?
Well, it's going to be really difficult for her to improve that rating of 130. With ratings between her and Lone Rock, there's almost 20 ratings points, which over 1,200 metres equates to around 9 lengths. Now, we've seen it so much before that when Luke gets 4 or 5 lengths clear on the champion mare, that he doesn't really extend it beyond that. And that'll probably be the same, given she's going to run again in the Goodwood and then go to England for the Diamond Jubilee. So really, it's unlikely that she will improve off her rating of 130 this year or 132 last year. But the main thing from our point of view is she keeps this amazing winning streak going. And it'll be lovely for her to go to England still unbeaten, and hopefully extend that sequence over there.
And the best news for us here is, of course, Peter Moody has indicated that after she finishes her overseas campaign, he'd love to see her back here in the spring again, as we all would. Amazing scenes again, wouldn't it be, if she was here again in the spring and she filled these race courses? Well,
we've seen it before. There's a really good progression of races for her in the spring, and that's even more so this year with the Manikato Stakes going to Cox Plate Eve. That would be a great boost for that new innovative race meeting on the night before Cox Plate. If she was to run there in the Manikato, you'd fill the Moonee Valley Racecourse out both Friday and Saturday. She can run in the Scalacci Stakes 2 weeks before at Caulfield, and then of course 2 weeks after the Manikato she can run in the Patinack. So let's hope that she goes unbeaten here in Australia, off to England, shows the world again how good she is. She doesn't have to prove anything. She's already been the second best horse in the world last year. We know she's the best sprinter, so let's just hope it can keep going, Andrew.
We all do. Greg, thanks for your time.
Pleasure, thank you.
Greg Carpenter, the General Manager of Racing here at Racing Victoria, giving us his thoughts and insights into Atlantic Jewel and Black Caviar as they head on this next campaign.